Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of my journey with Thermomix TM6. Prior to this episode, I've actually done a little bit of baking, including some white bread rolls, but the process is pretty similar to the previous bread that I made, so I thought there's no need for another episode. But I'll show photos of how I made the dough. At the moment, I still don't have a rolling pin, so it's still kind of like hand stretched on the tabletop. And by cutting it up with the spatula instead of a proper dough cutter, I rolled it up and then I baked it, and it was quite nice. I tried a very basic butter cookie as well, and it turned out not as fantastic. The butter cookie itself was okay, but I think there's a little bit of translation that I need to do between the Thermomix recipe and what we have in Singapore. Basically, I found that putting 2 eggs instead of 1, maybe because our eggs are smaller or the ones that I bought are too small, would have been more appropriate. So I'm going to try to improve it later on in another episode where I do the chocolate chip cookie. So let's begin with today's episode. I'm going to try what I'm very passionate about. That's ice cream. I really love ice cream. I eat ice cream all the time. In fact, I would love to consume at least 2 pints a week. So today I'm going to try something that is in the recipe cookie dough that I found to be interesting. It is a peanut butter ice cream. I know some friends call it weird, but even Ben & Jerry's has a Netflix and chilled flavor which comprises of the peanut butter ice cream. So let's begin. As usual, after trying with cookie dough, I found it a lot more convenient. Let's start cooking. $150 grams of salted peanuts, these are just roasted ones, so I'm going to add a bit of salt to it. Next, insert measuring cup into mixing bowl. Turn speed selector to 7. This is going to be loud. Next, put 30 grams of peanut oil to taste. Oh, smells really good. Unfortunately, I couldn't find peanut oil, so the closest I got was almond oil. I hope it works as well. $30 grams. Next, insert measuring cup into mixing bowl lid. Speed selector to 6. It's going to be very loud for 1 minute again. Transfer into a bowl and set aside. Smells like my favorite muah kind of peanut paste. I saw a muah recipe as well. I think it would be suitable for us to make at a later stage. Anyway, I'm a lot more into desserts and such as compared to cooking. This to be set aside. Without washing, mixing bowl, put in 650 grams of full cream milk. I bought a lot of milk in preparation for this long weekend to make all kinds of ice cream and cookies. Turn speed selector to speed 2. Okay, we're going to warm up the milk for 5 minutes. I'll come back in a while to see you. Okay, insert butterfly whisk. $140 of caster sugar. I've got icing sugar here. Whoa! Put 50 grams of skim milk powder. Add reserved peanut butter. Insert measuring cup into mixing bowl lid. Speed selector for 2. Okay, this is going to whisk with the butterfly whisk for 8 minutes at 90 degrees, and I'll come back and see you as I take this time to clean up this mess. Remove butterfly whisk. Next, pour mixture into 4 cm high, up to 4 cm high into shallow freezable containers of ice cube trays and cover with plastic wrap. So I'm just going to pour it into my ice cube trays and let it cool for a while before I send it into the freezer for freezing. I've placed the ice cream into the freezer, or rather the mixture into the freezer for it to be frozen, and in the meantime we're going to prepare the peanut butter bark. It's some kind of shard, chocolate shards which you can use to insert in ice cream later on. Instead of using the cookie dough functions, I would prefer to do a bit of manual step, and that's the advantage of sometimes having the versatility of managing this machine on the manual controls or on the automatic controls via cookie dough. So let's see what we need. The steps actually ask me to line up the baking tray first with baking paper to set aside as we pour the chocolates in later. And we're supposed to crush the peanuts first, followed by grating the chocolates, and then mixing them together and melt for 2 minutes. So let me just do step by step the peanuts first and then the chocolate. It will be 50 grams of peanuts. Instructions call to crush it for 8 seconds using speed 7. Once again, it's going to be very loud. and then to throw in 150 grams of dark chocolate chips and have it grate over 10 seconds at speed 10. So I didn't buy chocolate chips. I'm going to just throw in all the chocolates flavors that I'm not really keen on eating. $150 grams. I'm going to grate this for 10 seconds at speed 10. Okay, to scrape down the sides of mixing bowl and melt it for 3 minutes over speed 2 at 100 degrees. I'll see you in a short while. Okay, so you have to pour the chocolate onto a baking tray with baking paper and then put it into the chiller to let it harden. Okay, I think we are all set to enjoy ice cream in a short while once this chocolate shard hardens and the ice cream freezes. We'll come back and see what we have. Hi, and we are back, all ready for ice cream goodness. Look at the chocolate shard. This is amazing. Now we're going to bring out the ice cream shortly and also to blend so that, and also I've got all my containers ready for it to be frozen, throw in the shards, and then wait for a little while more before I start tasting it. I'll take photos and upload. So these are the frozen peanut butter ice cream. I think they will do better if it's left frozen overnight. I'm just too impatient because I'm going to eat it in a short while. And blend for 20 seconds, speed 6. So it now looks a little bit more like ice cream. And another 10 seconds at speed 4. I'm going to break half of these shards to be used for this and another half remaining for the other portion that's still in the freezer. I'll let it freeze for an overnight. I'm going to leave this to be frozen and enjoy in a couple of hours' time. Till then, to the next episode, see you and take care.